Hey guys, I just got to tell you a funny story. I think it was back in 2021. I decided that I was going to make some big life changes. Okay, let me just back this up. The reason I'm telling you this story is because I want to share with you how sometimes we just need to move past our fears. And I was in a place where I was burnt out. I'd been running my own interior design company for, I don't know, 15 years. And I loved it. I loved everything about it. I loved creating different spaces with clients. I just needed something different. And I was a young mom when I started. I didn't go to university. I didn't travel the world. I was 22 when I had my first. So I had been plugging away and doing, the grind, the work thing. And I just decided that I want to do life differently. But I was scared shitless. I've been on my own for quite some time. I didn't know what that was going to look like. I owned a condo at the time. We just finished doing COVID. I had my two girls with me. They moved out. I was on my own, and I just thought, is this it? Like, I don't know. Your kids leave the nest, and suddenly you're standing there. And I literally was standing in my kitchen, and I thought, I'm going to sell. I'm selling everything. I'm just going to get rid of everything. And okay, so this is kind of something funny. I get teased about this all the time. So one part of my morning routine when I'm exercising is I have one of those rebounders. Yeah, I know, but it's pretty funny. So I rebound. So I would rebound and I would look at all the shit in my condo and I would think, okay, I don't need that anymore. And I'm going to get rid of that. And, oh, I really like that, but I'm going to get rid of it. So I listed the condo. We sold it. I think it sold in a week. I caught the market when it was hot, and so that went really fast. And then I started selling stuff or just giving it away. I would put a whole bunch of stuff on my dining room table, and when friends would come over, I would just give them stuff. Like, oh, here, take it, take it. So then I was like, oh my goodness, like I don't really know what I'm doing, but I guess I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, even though I don't know what I'm doing. And so I decided to go and house sit. It was December 2021, I'm pretty sure. Time blurs. And I house sat for a month, and I got a plane ticket, and I got an Airbnb, and I went to Mexico. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know if I'm going to come back. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Maybe I decide that I'm just going to like sell beer and pizza on the beach. I don't know. So I did. I went and I got there and didn't speak a word of Spanish. And where I was, they didn't speak a whole lot of English. And the funny thing, part of this story is getting back to fear. So there was fear of security, fear of letting go, fear of not knowing what I was going to do. And then I get to Mexico and my driver doesn't know. I don't know, how did that work? Oh, I got a bus. I got a bus to where I was going, and then I had to get a taxi. It was a very long day. By the time I got a taxi, it was probably about 9, 10 o'clock at night. He didn't speak a word of English. Now, in Mexico, if you've done any sort of travel or Airbnbs, you may know they seem to go by pictures, not addresses. And so I'm trying to relate to him this Airbnb, and he's just nodding at me. And so I'm like, well, okay, I guess he knows where we're going. So we go to this neighborhood, and he drops me off in the middle of this neighborhood. And it's not where my Airbnb is. And it's 10 o'clock at night. There are wild dogs in the street looking at me. I stood there and I had this big ass suitcase, which is now in the garbage. I beat it up. It was so beat up, dragging it through the streets of Mexico. I had to throw it out. Anyways, not to be not very, user friendly. But anyways, I literally stood there in the street and I thought to myself, I honestly don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. How do I get in touch with anybody? And nobody speaks English. And where do I go? And so I found a street sign. I took a picture. I sent it to the girl at the Airbnb. She didn't speak English either. Thankfully, she knew where I was and she sent an Uber. So I had to just stand there and trust that this person was going to come pick me up. And thankfully he did. I stood there for probably a good 20 minutes contemplating all the things that got me there. And I thought, oh my gosh, what have you done? Before I left, I had a friend, she cried about what I was planning. I was almost crying. I was thinking, who does this? Like, maybe I'm like losing it. And I don't know, like it was just such a strange moment. But, you know, it all worked out. I did arrive at the Airbnb, and thankfully there was a beer in the fridge, and I cracked it and I sat there, and then I laughed at myself. And I thought, oh my goodness, one day you can tell grandkids about this. Apparently, I'm going to tell you guys first because I don't have any grandkids. But all that to say is sometimes you just have to be brave. One of my, on my art cards that I hand out because I sell art, brave, bold, explore. And I mean that in every sense of however you can take that. You got to be brave, you got to be bold, and go out there and explore. So anyways, in all of that, don't be afraid. Go do it. Go do whatever insane thing. Well, make sure you're safe, but go do the thing that scares you the most. We need to lean into our fears. Lean into what scares you. This is how we grow. And honestly, I needed a push. I needed to get out there, and I did it. And I have been happier ever since I have pushed through some of my more recent fears. So know you can too. We all can do this life together, and know you have encouragement. Know there's people backing you. And I hope you have a fantastic day and do something that freaks you out. Just do it. Just do a quick little thing. Anything. Well, no, back that up. Not anything. You know, I'm hoping there's common sense here. But anyways, have fun.